Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Christian. I'm here to bring you the world's greatest podcast ever, sponsored by Monster Energy Drink. Monster Energy Drink. It's on Outliers, so I'm gonna cover the 5 main points. Gonna get started right now, I suppose.
These guys are like a little like team of two weird.
Yes, you're very good at this. Let's just freeze like this for a while and make him think it's a birth and go.
Pretty sure that it's going.
Oh, shh. No.
Beep!
Oh, God, hold on.
Delete.
Yeah, delete.
I'm just gonna do soul.
I should have, okay. So, our first main point about Outliers is it's about practice. Okay, so the book states that someone needs to have 10,000 hours of practice before they can become a true master of something. All great guitarists, they say, had managed to get 10,000 hours of practice in before they were considered, experts or masters or whatever. Bill Gates, by the time he founded Microsoft, had 10,000 hours of coding done. So there have been various, little examples of people needing 10,000 hours to be. Okay, that's point one. Let's start it. Okay. All right. So the second point of Outliers is, I guess, what we would call luck. Most people would call luck. The example he uses is the NHL draft, and the way the draft is set up. The draft is in June. It's in June. So anyone born in July would have, by the time they started playing hockey, they would have had an extra year of practice, which means, they might have been selected to be on a better team, and then they get extra practice, and so they're saying like a small difference, such as your birth year, can start a chain of events that results in a long pause, like a big difference. So your birth month can end up equating to you having more practice times, and that can get you the 10,000 hours that you need to become an expert. So let me see how it correlates a little bit. Point two.
Oh god, I might have eaten it actually.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, I now have a banana a little more healthy. Okay, so the third point, the name of the chapter is Rice Patties and Math Test, and it's talking about stereotypes and work ethic. They're saying that the stereotype is that Asians just tend to work harder than white children, and they're smarter and all this stuff. They're saying that the reason for that is that hard work was kind of like ingrained into their culture because of rice patties. Now, rice patties are extremely hard to grow. They would be out there, at 4 a.m. They'd be out there till 6. They worked, 14-hour days or however long what I just said was. And the reason they did that is because they realized that the harder they worked, I get the banana out of the camera. The harder they worked, the higher yield of rice they got, which means they made more money. So these kids watching their parents work realized at a very young age that hard work equaled success. So they don't work harder because they're Asian. I mean, they do in a sense, but it's more just because it was ingrained into their culture. Don't laugh at me. That was point three. All right. Well, I gotta wait for this thing to down. Oh, all right. So the fourth point is being opportunistic. You need to be opportunistic if you want to be successful. Example they use is a Jewish lawyer from the 1940s, I believe, named Joe Flom. Now, in the 1940s, in New York, there were several major law firms, and none of them wanted to hire Joe Flom because he's Jewish. People didn't trust the Jewish people, given the years preceding. So, what he did is he specialized in a different kind of law, where it was the easiest way to put it is when a company wants to take over another company, there's a lot of legal work that needs to be done. The firms didn't do it because there were so many regulations on it that very few companies wanted to try it because it was just extremely hard. Joe Flom, on the other hand, decided, well, if I can't work for the firms, I might as well do this, steady work, at least a little bit. So he specialized in that, and then a couple years later, there was a law passed that made it a lot easier for companies to take over one another. They got rid of a lot of regulations. So all of a sudden, Joe Flom and all of these other Jewish lawyers that were turned down by the law firms have now had, their 10,000 hours of practicing this new kind of law that the firms had no experience in. So they became very successful, by turning, I guess what some would call a disadvantage into what later became an advantage by being opportunistic and foreseeing that this might be something successful in the future. It looks hot, Alex. I'd stop eating that. That was point 4. And it started. Okay. And yeah, the fifth. Dude, that's disgusting. All right. So the fifth point the book wants to talk about is IQ. So they're saying that while IQ is obviously a higher IQ is going to be helpful, it's not the end all be all success. They're saying that a lot of it is still relying on getting your practice in, having good work ethic, etc. Well, most of it actually they say is work ethic. They're saying that high IQ doesn't necessarily mean success. They figured this out by following around, or not they, one person, followed around 10 kids who were tested with above gifted IQs, and what he discovered was that the same percentage of high IQ students slacked off and didn't do anything as average or below average IQ students, and they ended up working blue collar jobs and they weren't very happy. So it all just came down to work ethic. I mean, the only advantage of having the high IQ, you're obviously able to conceptually grasp ideas that normal people wouldn't be able to, or do it faster, I guess. So the only advantage it was if they had a hard work ethic, they usually got a little bit farther than average IQ individuals who had the same work ethic just because they could pick up ideas faster. But the point was that a high IQ doesn't mean you're going to be successful. You still have to use it. So those are the 5 main points of Outliers. I hope. Don't put it in the bowl. Okay, I'm done. Bye.
I'm on TV. Oh. Hello. Yeah, no, like go put it next to the TV.
Oh. You can see yourself watching the TV from the computer.
Go put it up close.
No, dude, I don't know. Dude, if this goes past 30 seconds, Kamei's gonna effing kill me for wasting his time. So I have 3 seconds left.
1 second.
And we're done.